Hey, it's Anne Marie with Speak Confident English, and welcome to this week's Confident English lesson. This is exactly where you want to be to get the confidence you want for your life and your work in English. And this week, we're all about how to accelerate your confidence in English in 2020. This is actually going to be a two-part lesson. We're going to start part one today, and then for the next couple of weeks, I want you to spend time thinking through everything you're going to learn in this lesson. And then in part two, we're going to actually plan how you can accelerate your English fluency and confidence in the next year. Now, before we get started, I want to be very honest with you about a couple of things. When I say accelerate your English confidence and fluency, I mean to speed up or quicken. That doesn't mean that you can become confident overnight. Fluency and confidence do not happen in an instant. They take time, patience, commitment, and hard work. But you can accelerate the process when you start doing the right things that will actually help you accomplish your goals. So instead of wasting time and losing energy on things that don't work and make you feel frustrated, we want to focus on the things that are going to move you forward. And we're going to do that in a way that might surprise you. In part one, I'm going to ask you 5 questions that focus on what you've been doing in the past, what's worked and what hasn't. Because the truth is, you can't make plans for where you want to go if you don't know where you've been. This is an essential step that will help set you up for success in 2020. Then in part 2, we're going to make concrete plans and take action steps to help you achieve the goals that you have for your English confidence and fluency in the next year. To get started, I want you to get your calendar from the past year, a pen and some paper. This is definitely going to be a thinking and a writing exercise. Now, you could definitely do this in your native language, and that's perfectly fine, but I want to challenge you to use this as an opportunity to practice thinking and even writing in English. As I ask you these 5 questions today, I want you to go back into your calendar and review your year. When you do that, it starts to activate your memory and helps you go back to things that you've probably forgotten, things that happened in January, February, March, and so on. Now, there's just one more thing before I ask you the first question. All the questions I ask you today and in part 2 can be used to help you set successful goals for any area of your life, whether it's work-related, personal goals, or relationship goals. Of course, in our lesson, we're going to be focused on your English confidence and fluency goals. But if you love these questions, I encourage you to use them for any part of your life. So let's go ahead and get started with question number 1. Looking back on this year and your efforts to become more confident in English, what are you most proud of? Now, this is where I want you to go back in your calendar, review your year, and start to activate your memory because you might have forgotten some of the things that you've done this year that you're proud of that actually worked and helped you move forward. As you remember those things, I want you to write them down. At Speak Confident English, one of our values is to celebrate every success, no matter how big or small it is. And when you acknowledge an accomplishment, something that helped you move forward, you're identifying something that worked well for you, and that's something we want to remember as we start to plan for 2020. We want to focus on the things that work and move you forward, and we want to stop doing the things that keep you stuck or make you feel frustrated. So as you go back and write down the things that you are proud of, I want you to also think about what helped you reach that point? What helped you accomplish that? Question number 2, again, as you look back on the past year, what did you learn? The reason I want you to do this is it's so easy to get focused on feeling stuck or frustrated. It's easy to focus on the things that we can't do. But when we do that, we start to get discouraged. And when we become discouraged, we're more likely to give up. I definitely don't want you to give up. So when we go back and we reflect on the things that we have learned, we realize that we have been making progress. It might have happened slower than you wanted, and it might not be the level of fluency and confidence that you want, but it is progress. And again, it's essential to celebrate those things. It helps you stay focused on your goals and gives you the motivation to keep going. Question number 3, what challenges did you overcome this year in your English? For example, did you finally start conversations with your coworkers and begin having lunch with them every day? Did you finally say hello to a neighbor and get to know them? Or maybe it was doing a job interview in English. Once again, write down any challenges that you overcame this year in your English and celebrate them. Now, I know that challenges or obstacles aren't easy to overcome. For example, giving a presentation in front of your boss in English isn't easy, and that's okay. Challenges are never easy. But if you've been following me for a while, or if you're in any of my courses, you know that I often say, without challenge, there isn't change. If you want something to change or improve or get easier, you have to learn to overcome. So if you've done that this year, write it down and celebrate it. Now, before I go on to questions 4 and 5, I want to pause here and ask how you're feeling. You should be feeling pretty good if you're going back and thinking about all the things you're proud of, the things you've learned, and the challenges you've overcome. It's an amazing feeling to realize that you have made progress this year. In fact, this past month in our advanced conversation course, we've been reflecting on these same questions, doing the same activity with our students. We've been thinking about what they've learned over the past year, the obstacles or challenges they've overcome, so that we can plan to do even more in 2020 and do it successfully. And now you're doing exactly the same thing. All right, now let's move on to question number 4. As you look back on your answers to questions 1, 2, and 3, what steps did you take this year that helped you do that? This is part of the process of identifying the things that worked well for you, that you should continue doing, and eliminating anything that's wasting your time or keeping you frustrated and stuck. And finally, question number 5. What fears, anxieties, bad memories, and negative stories do you want to leave behind and say goodbye to in 2019? Fear, anxiety, and negative talk paralyze us. For example, have you ever said no to something because you didn't think that you could do it in English? Or maybe someone wanted to give you an opportunity, but you've already told them that you can't because your English is terrible and it's not possible for you, so they never offered you the opportunity. In 2020, I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to take every opportunity that you can to move forward. So for this last question, I want you to write down every fear, anxiety, bad memory, or negative story that you've been telling yourself. And then I want you to do whatever you can to say goodbye to those things and leave them in 2019. We want to start fresh and new in 2020. And here's why. It's 100% possible for you to become confident and fluent in English, no matter how shy, stuck, or nervous you feel right now. I know that because this is what I do. This is why I created Speak Confident English. This is why I do these videos. This is why I have my students and our courses. This is everything my team and I do. It's what I'm most passionate about in life, helping you discover how you can become confident and fluent in English so that you can do the things that you want in life. Whether it's just living everyday life in an English-speaking country and doing it without stress or fear, or helping you get the job that you want. Those things are possible for you. And the truth is, when you become confident in yourself and in your abilities, you're unstoppable. That's why I want you to remember the things that you've accomplished, learned, and overcome this year and celebrate them. Recognize the progress that you've made. and then leave all the negative behind. In part 2, I'm going to share 5 more questions with you that will help set you up for success and accelerate your English confidence and fluency in 2020. To end, I've got 2 challenge questions for you. If you identified a negative story or a bad memory, something that you want to leave behind in 2019, tell me about it. I would love to say goodbye to that with you. Or question 2, if you have an aha moment while you're doing these questions, I would love to know. An aha moment is a moment of discovery or insight. I am truly excited for you to accomplish what you want in English. I hope that you'll take time to carefully go through these questions and then be sure to watch for part 2 so that we can set you up for success in the next year. If you loved this lesson, please be sure to let me know. You can give it a thumbs up on YouTube and subscribe to this channel so you never miss a future lesson, including part 2. You can share this with friends and family on Facebook or email it directly to someone who you know also wants to make real progress in 2020. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time for your Confident English lesson.